and welcome to Pokenaire. And today, we are going to be discussing the history of the Pokemon universe. Let's get to it.
Now, before the Pokemon universe even existed, it was simply a realm of chaos and nothingness. But out of that came an egg, which from it hatched Arceus, the very first ever Pokemon. Arceus then proceeded to create three entities: Dialga, the ruler of time, Palkia, the ruler of space, and Giratina, the ruler of dimensions and antimatter. Giratina, however, had an apparent violent and destructive nature. Because of this, Arceus banished Giratina to the Distortion World. Meanwhile, Dialga and Palkia were creating the universe that we know today, and after that, they receded back to their own dimensions. Arceus then creates three new Pokemon: Uxie, the being of knowledge, Mesprit, the being of emotion, and Azelf, the being of willpower. Together, these three Pokemon pass down the attributes of knowledge, emotion, and willpower onto the Pokemon of the world. Each three of them found their own lakes which they now reside in, giving them the name the Lake Guardians. Sometime after this, Mew was brought into creation, and Mew holds the DNA of all Pokemon that would soon roam throughout the world. From there, Kyogre was formed from the pressures of the deep sea, while Groudon was created from magma deep within the earth. And Rayquaza was formed from minerals in the sky and ozone layer. These Pokemon defend and command the elements of sea, earth, and sky, respectively. In very rare occasions, Groudon and Kyogre meet and dispute their dominance over the world through colossal battles, at which time Rayquaza steps in to revoke the battle and send Groudon and Kyogre back to their caves, where they remain in slumber for many, many years, and can only be awoken through the power of the red and blue orbs. After their battle, Regigigas was born, who moves and shifts the continents, creating the various regions of the Earth. It also created the three legendary golems, Regirock, Regice, and Registeel, out of clay, ice, and magma. After Regigigas was put into dormancy, only Regirock, Ice, and Steel all together possess the key that can reawaken him. Also, before Regigigas went into dormancy, Heatran was created from a pool of lava, as the surrounding Sinnoh region was being formed. Afterwards, Arceus created the Adamant, Lustrous, and Griseous orbs, before finally settling into dormancy himself for millions of years. At that point in time, the earliest species of Pokemon began to arise. This era also includes the birth of the human race. There were also many legendary Pokemon that were never given a proper time frame of appearance. And while I don't have any official sources to back me up, I theorize that these legendary Pokemon may have spawned from this era as well. Anyway, moving on, Regigigas was brought to the Snow Point Temple where he was sealed away. Meanwhile, the legendary golems were taken to the Hoenn region, where they were sealed in separate chambers throughout the area. Skip a couple 100 million years, the Earth began experiencing another ice age. This meant that most of the ancient Pokemon we knew became extinct. Skip another 100 million years and we see humanity starting to take a larger role in the Pokemon world. The Relic Items and Relic Castle were created about 3,000 years before the events of Pokemon Red and Blue. About 1,500 years before the events of Pokemon Red and Blue, a systematic form of writing is developed. It's been used in various areas such as the Selasian Ruins, the Tanabe Ruins, and the Ruins of Alph. It's also very possible that the Pokemon Unknown may have played some role in the creation of writing letters and words. 700 years before the events of Pokemon Red and Blue, the Bell Tower and Brass Tower are constructed in Equatique City, where the Bird of Silver legend Lugia and the Bird of Gold legend Ho-Oh both perch at their tops. 150 years prior to the events of Pokemon Red and Blue, the Brass Tower is burnt to the ground, killing 3 Pokemon inside. Lugia flees to the Whirl Islands. Ho-Oh stays, however, and manages to resurrect the 3 dead Pokemon into legendary beasts who fly off about the Johto region and will only reveal themselves to a trainer of pure heart. Less than 10 years prior to the events of Pokemon Red and Blue, the first scientifically engineered Pokemon, Porygon, was created. Now bringing us just a few years prior to the events of Pokemon Red and Blue, a team of scientists discover Mew in South America? Anyway, they used a sample of Mew's DNA they found to create a brand new, scientifically engineered Pokemon called Mewtwo. Mewtwo's power is unmatched by any Pokemon of its time, and it's said to have the most savage heart of all Pokemon. Therefore, it destroyed its home, Cinnabar Island, and left to live its life in the dark confines of Cerulean Cave. And this is where the journey of Pokemon Red and Blue begins. As the protagonist, Pokemon Trainer Red, or Pokemon Trainer Green as well in the later remakes, it's your job to capture all 151 Pokemon as well as defeat the Pokemon League and become the Pokemon Master. Along through the game, you fight Team Rocket, a criminal organization that steals Pokemon for their own evil purposes. Once overcoming them and achieving the status of Pokemon Master, your journey in Kanto is complete for now. However, at the same time, in the distant Hoenn region, an even bigger battle was about to unfold. This time, your goal is very similar to last time. You become the Pokemon Master and fill the Pokédex as well as you can. But not before defeating Team Magma and Team Aqua, two rivaling teams planning to use the destructive power of Kyogre or Groudon to wipe out the other team and ensure total control of their element over the entire planet. And when the two titans met face to face, only with the help of Rayquaza could you thwart the battle and shut down Team Aqua and Team Magma once and for all. 3 years after the events of Pokemon Red, Blue, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, a new adventure was just beginning in the Johto region of Pokemon Gold and Silver. Like before, you set out with the goal to become a Pokemon Master as well as catch all the Pokemon. There's only one problem: Team Rocket has returned! It's your job to defeat them once and for all! With the help of Ho-Oh, you battle through Team Rocket's forces, including the leader, who vows to never reform Team Rocket again. With Rocket defeated, your path to become champion is clear. But not before traveling to the Kanto region, where you can complete your roster of all 16 badges, and travel to the peak of Mount Silver, where you face off against the true champion, Trainer Red, and bring full circle between the two regions. At the same time in the Center region, another trainer's journey just began. They set out to collect all 8 gym badges and qualify for the Pokemon League, but not before defeating the notorious Team Galactic, who plans to use the legendary power of Dialga and Palkia to reshape the universe to their own desire. But once taming the beasts of time, space, and dimensions, you can finally set out to the Pokemon League, where you can become a Pokemon Master. A few years after the events of Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Gold, Silver, and Crystal, the events of Pokemon Black and White took place. This time the trainer begins their journey along with their friends, Sharon and Bianca. As always, with the same goal of becoming a Pokemon Master, they set out into the Unova region. Along their journey, they run into Team Plasma, a Pokemon rights activist group who tries to steal Pokemon away from trainers and people in order to free them, but instead end up forcing them to use in battle instead. As the protagonist trainer, you pursue them until you find the leader, Getsis, and his pupil, N. You engage in battle with both of them. In the end, N realizes his wrongdoings, and so takes his dragon Pokemon Reshiram or Zekrom and leaves for a couple years to go soul searching. Also during this time, the trainer leaves Unova in order to search for N. Meanwhile, Team Plasma is left in shambles. And this brings us to the events of Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, taking place 2 years after the events of the original Pokemon Black and White. Along with friendly rival Hugh, whose sister's Purloin was stolen by Team Plasma, the story basically continues from where it was left off in Pokemon Black and White. The two young trainers seek to stop Team Plasma and become Pokemon Masters. This time, Team Plasma's plan involves the legendary Pokemon Kyurem. Using a gene splicer, they combine its DNA with Reshiram or Zekrom, depending on the game's versions, thus creating a fusion Kyurem. The trainer manages to calm down the enraged Pokemon and split their DNA back to normal. Kyurem returns to his cave, and Reshiram or Zekrom returns to N, who then goes to the Dragon Spiral Tower, where the Pokemon can finally be caught. Hugh gets his sister's Purloin, who's now evolved into a Liepard, back, Team Plasma is defeated once and for all, and the trainer can finally go to challenge the Pokemon League and become Unova's Pokemon Master. So now that Pokemon Black and White 2 is complete, where will the Pokemon universe turn next, you ask? Pokemon X and Y. From what we know so far, we know that the trainer will be starting in Vanville Town, and meeting along with their friends, they'll progress through the Kalos region and eventually encounter Team Flare, and will likely somehow tie in with Xerneas and Yveltal, but for now that's all we know. Truly, the future of Pokemon is now.
Alright, well, that's all I have for this video, but I'd like to thank you for watching. I'll leave links to all my sources down below in the description. So, yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you like the video, and I'll be sure to come back with more very soon. So, until then, this has been Pokenaire, signing out. Bye-bye. Alright, well, that's all I have for this video, but thank you for watching. I'll leave links to all the sources in the description below. Please don't forget to not do things.